Hi, I'm Pip, and I study emotion, or more specifically, what the brain does when we see emotion. There's a couple of ways we can study the brain looking at emotion, and one of the ways is fMRI. fMRI is a big scanner that looks at the blood flow through the brain, and it tells us where stuff is happening when we see emotions. Now, fMRI is very good. It tells us where the emotion processing is happening in the brain, but it's very slow. It's about 15 seconds worth of slow. And emotions, they're very quick. Look, rah! Okay, that was an angry face. And when I made that angry face, hopefully you felt it. You felt it very quickly. Evolution makes you feel it very quickly. And the 15-second gap that fMRI gives me doesn't compare to this very, very quick feeling of emotion. So, what else can I do? Well, there's a thing called EEG, electroencephalograph, or as most people call it, electroencephalograph. And this uses wires on the outside of your head, and this measures your brain waves effectively. And this is really quick. It's like shining a torch on the wall. As soon as you hit the button, you see it. As soon as something goes on in the brain, you know about it. Unfortunately, the fMRI data has told us that this emotion bit can be right down in the center of the brain there, in the bit called the amygdala. That's very hard to get to. And by the time the signal goes from the inside of the brain to the outside of the brain, we lose it all. So we have to find another way of looking at these emotions. So I use something called neural adaptation. Now that sounds scary, but all you have to know is that your brain is filled with these things called neurons, and all these neurons do different jobs. When you see an emotion, like anger or happiness, it's because the neurons in your brain that see those emotions are doing something. However, when you see that emotion for too long, if I show you an angry face for a very long period of time, those neurons that let you see the angry face get tireder and more tired and exhaust. Neutral faces, deadpan neutral faces, they're a balance in your brain of all these different neurons coding for all these different emotions, okay? And if I show you an angry face for a very, very long period of time, exhaust those angry neurons and then show you a neutral face, you won't perceive it as neutral. You'll perceive it in the opposite direction. You'll perceive it as happy because all these emotions are on some sort of a scale. Now, this seems very strange, and it seems kind of irrelevant at the minute, but I'm getting to that part. Now, how do we use this? If I show you an angry face for a very long period of time and then a neutral face, and you perceive this as happy, that's great. But what about people with problems with their emotion processing? There are people with depression. There are people with autism, a difficulty with social interaction. And all these can have their basis in emotion processing. So, we split these people into groups, we show them emotions like happy, angry, until their neurons that code for those exhaust, and then we show them a neutral face. And we study if there is a difference in their answers. Maybe some of these people will not say that the neutral face looks angry, they'll say that it looks happy again after seeing a happy face. Now, this would be odd. And from this, we can see the biological differences between people. And that's how you do neuroscience without the neuroscanner. Thank you very much.